What's up, gamers? Dan here from BigGameCharacter.com. We're back again for another episode of Q&A Tuesday. Let's just jump right in here. First, we got Blaze iOS. Oh, that's right. The question from last week was, who's your favorite superhero? Blaze iOS says, my favorite superhero is a tie between Batman and Iron Man. Geniuses who invented rad stuff. Mystique from X-Men is pretty good also. Absolutely. I agree completely on all those. Mohammed Canoe says, my favorite superhero would have to be either Hawkeye or Spider-Man. I grew up loving Spider-Man, so I still have that loyalty. I, too, grew up loving Spider-Man, so I get that completely. I also like Hawkeye, so, cool. My question for you for next Q&A is, what platform do you usually like to play your games on? What game genre do you like to play? And what are your favorite games? Right now, I'm playing almost exclusively on PC, just because I don't have an Xbox One or a PS4 yet. I do have a Wii U, which I do play occasionally with my son, but I have not picked up any of the current gen consoles, and I basically played everything I wanted to play on the last generation. So I don't have any current gen now, but my PC is still up to snuff to play most new games when they come out. I mean, I'm running Dark Souls 3 on it and recording for my Let's Play channel just fine. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to see what games I'm playing right now, you should go check out the Let's Play channel. It's Drat Master Gaming. And you can just find that. It's also linked to from the Facebook page. I think I've linked to it from a couple of videos here on this channel as well. So, yeah, game genres that I like to play. I'm a big fan of RPGs, action adventure games, hack and slashes. I also like strategy games, online games, MOBAs. I'm a big fan of. I enjoy playing MOBAs. Fighting games. I'm not a big fan of racing games or sports games, and first-person shooters aren't always my thing, but I do like stuff like the Fallout series and Halo and stuff like that. So, let's see. Moving on, we have Suzanne Astrand. I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. Who says, favorite superhero, Spider-Man, the one before One More Day happened. One More Day, which event was that in the comics? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. So, Spider-Man before One More Day happened. I'm going to have to look that up after this video. Because I don't remember. I remember which event that was. I don't remember which event that was. So, let's see. Suzanne says, how long have you been together with your wife? We are actually coming up on 3.5 years very soon. And we actually have 2 wedding dates that we celebrate. We got married at a very small ceremony because her dad was sick. In November, so that was our first, that was the official wedding when we got legally married and stuff, and then we had another big ceremony later on in June like we planned. So our June wedding anniversary is coming up, and really that's our 6 month, that's our half-year mark basically. So 3.5 years. Have you ever been burned out? What did you do, and how long did it take you to come out of it? Yes, if you look back in the videos earlier on this channel, there's one that's called Goodbye for Now, I think is the name of it, and that was when I got burned out on the blog, and whole story that goes into that and stuff. If you go and you check out that video, that's what it looks like when I'm most burned out. It's not a great video. I don't really like watching it much because I remember being there. It was an awful moment for me. What did I do? It's a long and involved story, but suffice it to say, I basically took 6 months and just focused on me. Like, I went out and I was looking for a job, finally found a job. I spent a lot of time learning, reading, listening to podcasts and audiobooks and stuff like that. I just focused on myself for like 6 months and getting myself to a stable place, not doing anything extracurricular that I didn't have to, that I felt responsible for. Rediscovering some hobbies that I used to have and kind of getting into them again, and just generally taking it easy for like 6 months. And kind of it was a very long and involved process living in it. Like, back on it was blink of an eye, but I'm currently doing a series called Becoming Superhuman. The first video went live last week. I don't know if you saw it or not, but that's going to tell sort of the story of what happened over those 6 months. So keep an eye out for that. Excellent questions. Let's see. And also, Suzanne has a bonus question. I've always had a lot of problem with acne, and though my face has improved a lot with better diet and lots of water, I still have a serious case of acne on my back as well as shoulders, chest, and biceps. Is this a problem you've dealt with or no good ways to deal with? Yes, actually. I've got I had really bad acne when I was a teenager, and I still get it on my shoulders and my back, just like you mentioned. Um, Best thing I ever did was I went and visited an actual dermatologist. So I would say find a dermatologist, make an appointment, and see them because they've got a lot of special creams and soaps and prescriptions and stuff that you just can't get without going to see them first, and they work wonders. So it's someone who's battled that. Absolutely, go check out a dermatologist. Oh, my eye keeps twitching, really annoying. Go check out a dermatologist and see what they have to say because there's a number of things that could be causing prolonged acne, and most of them are medically treatable. So definitely go check it out. Talk to a dermatologist. Can't recommend that more. You know, that is what helped me out. That's what'll help you out too. So thank you for the questions, Suzanne. Excellent ones, and I hope to see more questions from you in the future. And let's see, moving on. We've got Norman TV. Norman TV says, I think my favorite superhero who is more of an anti-hero is the Punisher. Also, I have 3 questions for your next Q&A. What do you think of the Punisher as a character? The Punisher as a character he's obviously very dark, very violent. That's what he's supposed to be. I'm not a big fan of the Punisher personally, but you have to admire his efficiency. There's some funny. It was a joke. It wasn't a joke. It was just some funny sequence from a comic book somewhere, and there was like, what is this superhero would do this superhero would do this. What would this superhero do to stop a supervillain? Oh well, so and so would do this, so and so would do that, and Punisher was just like, I just planned on shooting him with a lot of bullets. So I like the Punisher like as a character thematically, but I'm not a big fan of him personally, if that makes any sense. What do you think of John Bernthal's performance as the Punisher in Daredevil Season 2 if you have seen it? Have not gotten there yet. Still on Season 1. I'll let you know when I get there. What is your view on Krav Maga? Krav Maga is like, if you find a good Krav Maga school, it's really, really good. But there's a lot of schools that claim to teach Krav Maga that don't actually teach Krav Maga. They're like karate guys that have gone to a couple Krav Maga seminars and they think they're like Krav Maga guys. If you can train with somebody who's actually like was in the Israeli military or something like that, like Krav Maga is awesome. But it's really hard to find authentic Krav Maga schools, especially if you're like in, certain areas of the world. Like Krav Maga is not true. Krav Maga is not disseminated properly out into the world yet, like a lot of the martial arts have. It's getting there, but if you're looking to take Krav Maga somewhere, ask somebody seriously what their qualifications are, where they learned, what their lineage was, et cetera, et cetera. Just because, and if they get defensive about it, probably shouldn't study there. If they don't get defensive about it, they can really name like, oh yeah, I learned from this guy who served in this and that branch of the military, blah, blah, blah. Like that's, you want to verify it because authentic Krav Maga schools are actually kind of hard to find. Usually you just find somebody that knows a different martial art and went to a Krav Maga seminar and now they teach Krav Maga. So I would definitely recommend taking Krav Maga if you can find an authentic school somewhere near you, but make sure it's authentic first. And Norman TV finishes off with a brilliant Q&A as usual. Thank you. I try. Let's see. Last question is from BenRex777, or last series of questions, I should say. And BenRex says, my favorite superhero is Black Panther from Avengers Assemble. I like his fighting style and his technological knowledge. Also, he is a leader who looks out for his peoples. Black Panther is awesome, and I am super excited to see him coming up in Civil War. I love Black Panther, and so many people don't know about Black Panther, and they will after the movie, and I can be like, I liked Black Panther before he was cool. Comic book hipster. I'm sorry. But yeah, I love Black Panther. Black Panther is awesome. There's actually, if you can look it up, look for, there was a motion comic that they did for Black Panther a while ago. Look at Black Panther motion comic. It should be on YouTube, I think. Really, really cool stuff. Anime characters but there are some anime characters that you like more than him. The fist fighter Sanosuke from the anime Rurouni Kenshin. I just like the way he lives, and I can identify with him. Rurouni Kenshin is a classic. I never saw the live action movies they made, but it's a classic. And yeah, Sanosuke is an Awesome character. My favorite female character is Asuka Kudo of the anime Problem Children Are Coming from Another World, Aren't They? I've never heard of that one. I like noble people, and she represents that very well with her gift of authority as well as her personality. Cool. I will keep my eyes open, and I literally have never heard of that anime, so I'm going to have to look it up. My favorite beast person is Forrest Freelander of the manga Dark Air. He is a cheetah and very fast, agile, and excellent bowman. Also have not heard of Dark Air, so I'll have to check that out as well. I have another question. He sounds cool, though. I have another question for you. Do you make most of your fitness tools by yourself, or do you buy them? Have a nice week, Benny. I make most of them. I come by what I can. Like I picked up a squat rack and stuff like that from a friend of mine who was given away for, real cheap. But a lot of stuff I make myself. I'm actually, I have the supplies for it. I've been meaning to do a video about making a dip station at home to do dips on, like out of PVC piping. And I've got the PVC piping sitting downstairs and the fittings and stuff. I just haven't had a chance to make the video yet. And I've been having some health challenges and stuff. So not to bring the video down or anything, but so I've been kind of not able to get to that yet, but I hope to soon. I've made tons of stuff. I have so much homemade exercise equipment downstairs in my basement or up my backyard. I built like part of a Tough Mudder course in my backyard, which you can see if you look at my Tough Mudder audition video. So yeah, I make most of my stuff, I would say. Some stuff I buy, but most stuff I make. So great question. Thanks, Benny. And I hope you have a nice week as well. So that's it. Those are all our questions. Let me just double check. Yep, those are all our questions for the week. And yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching. Let's see. This week's question, since Ben Rex introduced some of his own, we talked about favorite superhero last week. How about who is your favorite anime or cartoon character? All right, and that's not animated superhero shows because that would be cheating because we did superheroes last week. Who's your favorite anime or cartoon character or manga character? Counts as well. So go ahead and let me know in the comments and ask me a question while you're at it, and I will answer it next week to the best of my abilities. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share with your friends if you think they'd enjoy this. And as always, remember, live boldly, change the world, and continue to be awesome. Bye-bye.